does the first 10 seconds of this get people hyped? Does it drop hard enough to like make a crowd move? Because for my music, like we're moshing or I'm just like singing. So like
Yeah.
if it's just like some shit that don't hit hard enough, then I probably just won't really hop on it just because like I'm thinking about what the crowd's gonna react to.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Miltrick Media. I'm sitting down with Brooklyn artist Malik English. Malik, how you feeling?
Feeling good, yo. Thank you for having me.
Of course, thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm excited to have you as well, man. So let's dive right into it. You have a new single coming out Tuesday, July 19th. It's called Muse. So let's talk about this song. When did you first start writing Muse?
So with a lot of my music, it's always years in the past. So I wrote Muse probably like 2 years ago, and it was just like I knew it was hard. I wasn't sure if like I should actually put this out. And I was like playing it for my manager, and like he was like, "Yo, this shit's hard." And I was listening to it too, and then I was just like, "I'm definitely overthinking shit." Like, so I just reworked it a little bit, and yeah.
What made you think that maybe it wouldn't fit? Like, why were you thinking about it?
I felt like before I just overthought a lot of the shit I did. I was like wanted to have things like make sense of the release before, release after, or try to like build or stay in one like type of lane or type of sound. Or I'm just like, would this fit in whatever's going on right now? But I feel like that's a really bad approach to have with stuff, because like you're never gonna break through it just trying to do whatever you think is the right thing to do. It's like just do what you feel like.
That's a great topic, because I talked to a lot of other artists, and even if people in the industry, managers, some artists, they experiment with genres. They make different styles. They go outside the box, and that's great. And also some stick to a niche that they picked. There's no right or wrong way. Some people say it's better to stick in a niche so you blow up, or maybe you kind of dominate that niche. What do you think as an up-and-coming artist? Would you rather stay outside the box with the sounds and everything?
Yeah, I definitely would rather stay outside the box. Just like I grew up listening to a bunch of different types of music, so rap, rock, EDM, pop shit. It's like, so I never was in one lane. So I think to try to portray that would just be untrue to myself at this point.
Yeah.
Which is something I just had to reconcile. So it's like, I understand like how you can try to get to that mainstream and hit on whatever you think is going to get you where you want to go. But to me, that's just kind of a boring path to take. Like, I'd rather just like throw some shit at the wall, see if it sticks. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if I had fun along the way, that's what matters.
And that keeps it exciting for you as an artist.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're not having fun with this shit, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. And I've noticed with your discography too, Feel It has more of a pop punk rock sound. Yeah. And then Miss 305 has more of an R&B sound.
Yeah.
So what inspired those two songs and their direction, the genre switches?
Right. So Feel It, like I said, I grew up listening to a bunch of like Nirvana, Sex Pistols, Fall Out Boy, like Panic! At the Disco, like all like the pop punk shit, and playing guitar as well. So there was a point where I just wanted to make a rock song. I was like, I'll listen to my rock music, why not?
Yeah.
So just bang that out. And then 305, literally, I was just chilling. I was like, I just want to make a song that like I could see myself having sex to, and that's really what it was.
Oh, for Miss 305.
Yeah, it was like something like sleek R&B, just calm shit, and like just did that.
Yeah. Who produced Miss 305?
305 was me and just a producer friend.
Cool. Yeah. And even with Feel It, so do you have a lot of the hand in the production? Do you produce other people? Do you self-produce? Let's talk about the production for Feel It first.
For sure. So Feel It, same, a bunch of samples I had took offline and just added my own guitars on top of.
Oh,
so
sick.
Yeah, a lot of production is here, just working with other producers. I produce for other people as well. But for me, it's like, I know it's mad like artist producers are like, nah, I gotta do all my own shit and It's like,
it don't matter.
Yeah, I literally just learned to produce just so I wouldn't have to pay for beats all the time.
That's why I wanted to do it too. Yeah. Bro, that was the same thing, because I wanted to find a way, how could I do some of this on my own so I could just get an idea out?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have to stress about the other part.
But it's like, if I don't feel like producing, I'll definitely just like reach out to producer friends for beats, or like find a loop and I can just add drums to that.
Yeah.
But if like I have a super core idea where I'm like, I don't want to have to find something like this, I can just go make it myself, I can also do that.
Yeah.
So it's just having the versatility and ability to do everything, but you don't have to do everything yourself. Like, I don't mix and master my own shit, because like I'm not sitting there for like 10 hours.
It's
like
hard.
nitpicking and shit. So
yeah, it's hard. With sampling, do you find a lot of your samples on Splice, YouTube? Where do you find your samples?
Splice, Looperman, and yeah, it's a good website. Or else Reddit, honestly.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit, I gotta check
Reddit
it
be
out.
going crazy.
I didn't think Reddit would have samples.
Nah, they
honestly.
have everything you need, and just listen to music. Like I'll just be hearing some shit. And it's to a point where now where like I can hear mad songs and like you guys all use this same like guitar sample. And it's weird.
Yeah. 100%. So you mentioned how you're also a guitar player. How long
Yeah.
have you been playing guitar?
I learned in middle school, and I picked it up towards the end of high school, and then like I went to school for music too, so I just had to keep playing more just for classes. So now I'm like playing guitar for other people at their shows, playing on my own shit, and like it's another thing that just became like something I had to do. So I just got better at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you talked about with Feel It and even Mystery 05, you produce with some other producers, and you also produce for other artists, music artists as well.
Yeah.
What's it like producing for other artists?
It's calm, and I feel like I'm now realizing where my best process is, because like I sell a lot of beats on BeatStars. I have like my whole stuff.
Oh,
set. Yeah.
Nice.
So like having that marketplace where people can just look through and like look for beats and send it that way. But if I'm producing for an artist, I can do the whole like make a pack and send it thing, but I would way rather just sit in the studio or like even just in my house with another artist to just like, and I'm like, oh my God, do they like this synth? Or like maybe they don't want this drum pattern. I can just talk to them while they're right there and just bang it out way quicker. So
you're more into like sitting in the studio in person, working on the composition from scratch.
Yeah, it's gonna be way faster that way for me.
Yeah, that's true. Do you work out of your home studio? Do you do recording studios, or do you do a mix of both?
Mix of both. So mostly I'm like work out of my bedroom. I just have a private setup as a studio. And if artists want to like rent time out in the studio for me to come there, we'll pop out, record, or produce for them there. And
that's a sick process. Yeah, doing a little bit of both, different environments too. Like it helps you bang it out quicker sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a lot better than sometimes. That may be better depending on setting on packs. It's a little hard to get the feel in the moment.
Yeah, and you
artist.
kind of waste time because like you'll send 10 beats and you're like, yo, I kind of like 6 and 7, but can you take this part from 4? And then it's like, bro, like just come here.
What software do you use primarily for making beats production?
Making beats and production mostly Logic, but I'll also use Ableton and like learned FL just for like other production sessions, but mostly Logic and Ableton for my own stuff.
Me too. Logic is what I gravitated toward the most. I use some Pro Tools. FL, I tried learning, kind of just fell off with it.
Yeah, Pro Tools.
My Logic.
I had to learn because I'm also like recording engineer, so I just record for other people. Yeah. And like Pro Tools is one of those things where like I just had to learn because every time you're at a session, even if I'm just producing, I end up having to record at some point. Yeah. So I just had to learn Pro Tools along the way.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I went to school for music business as well.
Yeah.
Pro Tools, we had sessions, and then also I've recorded for other people as well.
Yeah.
That's cool to learn. Yeah. So even when it comes to having a BeatStars store, putting out beats, productions, what advice do you have to new beat makers if they want to get started with building up their BeatStars profile?
I'd say for like the first little while, just focus on quality because you got one time to make your first impression, really. But at the same time, the planet has 7 billion people on it and probably 1 billion are rappers. So you have a bunch of time to like figure out what you're good at, how to make beats properly. And then once you're at a point where like you can't consistently just like bang out 4 beats in a day type shit, like just post consistently. Like you don't have to like focus on making the best beat at the time or like, like just put shit out. Cause a lot of times the ones that go are shits that you're like, yo, this is mad simple or basic. And like, yeah, you just gotta like just be consistent. Just don't overdo the beats, leave space in them for people to actually rap on. Like, make music with an artist in mind, I'd say for sure. Yeah. And don't overthink it.
That is important. Yeah. Leaving space for the artist to do their thing.
Yeah, because niggas want to have like 7 counter melodies and like 4 different 808s and shit. It's like
it could get in the way sometimes. Yeah. You gotta give it a little room to breathe.
Yeah, like you took every hook for
exactly. Exactly, yeah. So the new song Muse is coming out Tuesday, July 19th. Who produced that song with you? Who did you write it with? Did you do it by yourself?
No, so it's produced by Juliana Beats, who's like a really good YouTube producer as well. So yeah, I just heard it and I was just like, this is hard. So just my writing process, I kind of just freestyle like melodies. So I just be like for a little while, and then like after I have like the outline melodically, I can go back and put the lyrics in. Yeah. So like that was the process for that.
So you process a lot of times with songs, you sit down, just freestyle, and then you refine it?
Yeah, exactly. Like I really rarely sit down like I'm gonna make a song about this because I feel like I overthink it when I do that. So I kind of just like it's all just subconscious. Like shit would just come out, and I'm like writing the whole song, and I'm just like, what made me think of that? And then 2 weeks later, I'm just like, oh, yeah.
When you hear beats online,
Yeah.
what is it about that beat, and you hear it where you're like, this is it. This is it. This is it.
A lot of times I gotta think about it in terms of performance. So when I'm doing a live show, I'm like, does the first 10 seconds of this get people hyped? Does it drop hard enough to like make a crowd move? Because for my music, like we're moshing or I'm just like singing. So like if it's just like some shit that don't hit hard enough, then I probably just won't really hop on it just because like I'm thinking about what the crowd's gonna react to when they hear this.
So with Muse, you're putting out some new content. You're hyping up the video. You're working with director Jonathan George, right?
Hey, Scott, yeah.
So what inspired the video that's gonna be coming out? What inspired the content from Muse?
Yeah, so Muse in itself, the song is just about like learning how to not give yourself completely every time to a situation. I feel like it's just like a lot of, that's how you put it, just like confusion. I feel like it's like sometimes when you meet someone, you're just like, you might want to just like offload completely into them, but it's like hearts weren't meant to be borrowed. You're not supposed to just like kind of just throw yourself 100% into every situation. So someone's like, I give my heart to whoever and you just do whatever. So I was trying to like basically build it around that. So with the visuals, Jonathan, like we work on everything together, and just want to have like something just like cute and pretty to have that kind of show the colorfulness of the song. Because to me, the song's super bright. It's super like colorful and nice. I just want to have an image that reflects that. And yeah,
that's pretty cool.
much.
In today's music industry, do you think that videos matter more than music?
No, I think about this. I don't think music videos matter that much in general. Like visuals matter, but maybe not a full music video. Because especially for like emergent artists, if you don't have the big budget necessarily, I probably wouldn't recommend making a full video. Maybe just like visualizers, small teasers and clips and shit. Yeah. Because if you don't have people listen to your music already, they probably won't watch your music video. Especially you gotta think in terms of conversion and just moving people across platforms. So if you're like promoting on Instagram and trying to tell them to go to YouTube, they don't even care about your Instagram right now. Yeah. Like,
and I've heard with like they want to keep you on the platform. Like you're trying to push some people off.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not gonna put your post on the feed.
Yeah. And it's like
it's crazy, right?
The visuals are also just promoting your music. So at the end, you're trying to push people to DSPs. So whether that's Spotify, Apple, or whatever. But it's use your visuals to entice people to want to hear more of the song.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like the music video matters, but that could also lead to short snippets and teasers that could hype it up. Like you have a 3-minute music video, you can make that into numerous 10 or 15 second segments, make it into reels, kind of hype people up. Yeah. Because if no one knows you, they may not necessarily
want to sit through like your 3-minute 12 video. Plus, just like with reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, I feel like outside of podcasts, everything is short form content at this point. So it's like, if you don't have that audience or that fan base already, like you gotta really think like, take yourself out of your shoes as the artist. Be like, yo, would I sit down and be like, let me just watch a random 3-minute video of this?
Why would I give you my attention? Yeah, exactly. If I don't know you,
I look at some crazy shit you do in the video. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's a great point, because that made me think of when you're upcoming artist, when you're an emerging artist, do you think it's more important to hype up? Let me start that over. When you're an emerging artist, do you think it's more important to have a big pre-release campaign or just get the song out and then market heavy after?
I'd say you could do a little pre-release campaign first, just starting off, but the post is way more important. Just to like, the post is more important, and the post doesn't necessarily have to end. Because when you're just marketing to people, it's new to them always.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I agree.
Yeah. It's like, there's no like, oh, this is old now. Like, we've never heard this song. Like, we've seen it with Money Long, Hours for Hours. Like, that blew up on TikTok a year after its release. Yeah. You know, even like Old Town Road, that blew up like 8 months after Lil Nas X had put it out. It's like, you have mad time to make that content, especially as a new artist. Like, you get mad first tries.
I agree.
Yeah, because like we don't know you yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a brand new artist, you could have music out for 2 years, 3 years. It's still new to people who haven't heard it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You should always keep promoting the music. Yeah. Even the songs. Yeah.
And then you can recontextualize. Like, if you want to make a new, put out a remix, put out a If you don't have a video for it, maybe put out a
That's
video
true.
for it then, or
New
do like a live
remixes.
performance. Like content can be used and remade and rehashed so much. Like don't get trapped in this idea of like this is old. Let me just make. Unless you don't like it or it doesn't represent you, that's one thing. But if it still does, then work that shit.
Yeah. In your Spotify bio, it says your biggest influences are Kanye West, Paramore, Bobby Womack. Those three in particular. Why those three?
So like Kanye, like I feel like every artist producer you already know, like just a goat pretty much. Bobby Womack, he's kind of like the height of what I want to be in terms of just like combining just like R&B and rock with like rap flair.
Yeah.
Like he did that before we even had these genres, these hashed out. And he was like a super fire guitar player, like just cool, fire, just like pimp vibes. So I just always looked up to him in that regards. And Paramore, like just great songwriting.
Yeah.
Honestly, like Misery Business, just
Fire
crazy.
songs. What are some of your other biggest musical influences?
Frank Ocean, Travis Scott, 070 Shake, I fuck with. Drake a lot, Party Next Door. Doug, Free YSL. Yeah, I could go on for a minute.
Yeah.
I'll
You
listen
can go
to
on as
that
long as
shit.
you want, say as
Yeah.
many as you want. That's the best part about it, learning about other artists and what they may like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool though. So besides the music you're releasing, you also put a heavy focus on your live shows.
Yeah.
You played at venues recently like SOB's, Knitting Factory, and you're playing at the show coming up at the end of the month,
Yeah, Berlin.
Berlin, yes,
Yeah.
in Lower Manhattan. So when it comes to your live show setup, how do you prepare for a show to bring these songs to life?
Or so like for like these past couple of shows, I'm getting way more into having like a live band with me.
Yeah.
So it's like drums, guitar, and bass. It's kind of just rehearsing and then figuring out how we can take these songs and then just make them even more energetic. Because in a live sense, we have that one opportunity to like introduce this in a new context to people. So again, like these are old songs we're performing technically, but like the way we're about to do it, you haven't heard yet.
Yeah.
And I can like give you the context of like what this song kind of makes me feel. I can see how like you relate to it in your own sense and build that community with the live performance, I feel like.
Yeah.
And just rage, like just good to have fun and like wild out, like pick a guitar, start playing, throw it back down, jump in the crowd. Like,
So that's what you do. So when you go to a Malik English live show, what can a fan expect?
bro, you're gonna be drunk because you run up the bar. I'm in the crowd, we all moshing. You might cry a little bit. You're gonna be playing guitar. You might come on stage, you cracking jokes. It's like a family get together, but like towards the end, like everyone's just already lit.
Where it's like,
Yeah.
all right, this was an interesting night. Yeah, you're at the
Yeah.
end. Decompressing a little, but you're still raging a little bit.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, that's cool. When it comes to live shows, you're a music artist, you're a performer. How important do you think it is to keep the audience engaged? Talk with them in between the songs.
Yeah, that's like insanely important, especially when it's not like your people in the crowd, but just some people that don't know you looking at you. Like you have to like be a performer, a comedian, a motivational speaker, like
Yeah, you're not
everything you
wrong.
can at once, just to make people kind of feel comfortable, break down those walls. Because like it's a bunch of people staring at you, but you got to give them a reason why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They may not be your friends right away. It's new
Yeah.
people. Like, how do you get them hooked in?
You just talk to them. If you see someone that's like laughing or like they're relating to a certain part of the song, you could like make a joke or just comment about that or like make eye contact. Like don't just be like staring at the wall and shit. Like
yeah.
physically walk in the crowd and just like talk to people and shit too. And just
Like,
like,
hey, how's it going?
yeah.
It's like, how we feeling
Or
right
you
now?
start-
We're at a show.
A slower part of the song, you can just walk up, like just like really
Yeah.
get close and just like jump at people's phones. Do a little crowd like, yo, everybody clap, put your phone light on, like whatever it takes
Yeah.
just to like,
Put the lighter up.
yeah.
Yeah. So how do you stay disciplined and motivated throughout your career? Like, how do you keep
Yeah.
going?
I think it's just a matter of like realizing this is actually like really what I want to do and there is nothing else. Like there's no plan B's, there's no like, it's just a hobby I do sometimes. It's like this music shit is the entirety of my life from like when I wake up to when I sleep. And even now I'm learning how to like, when stupid shit around me happens, like just distract from all that because I'm not letting something take away my focus on my ambition right now. So it's just staying focused on just being better. Like I'm constantly listening to different types of music, listening to like, yo, how did he do that? Like the fucking like Burna Boy and 0706 album, just been like, listen, like, how did they get this mix like that? Or like, how does like production moments, like, my friends can tell you, I'll like play a song back for like 2 hours just on loop just to hear like break down how can I recreate this moment or get that same type of feeling.
Yeah.
So my discipline comes from just wanting to be better.
Yeah. You're going for that active listening when you're trying to decipher a mix, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm like breaking the shit down. Like it's like a logic grid in my head basically. Like just breaking it down.
You got the sampler pulled up and everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's how I feel too. Right now, music and podcasts, there is no plan B. The only plan A is no plan B.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't want to, that's it. It's just this right now. That's all I want to focus on.
And this shit hard as fuck. Like,
but while we're young, why not go after it?
Exactly, right? Yeah.
Like, what are we going to do in like 30 years? Like, why not now?
Yeah,
we're in
like,
our early 20s.
Fucking hate to be 50. Like, damn, I should have did this or should have did that, bro. Like, there's no way.
That's the scariest thing.
Yeah.
Looking back with regret, that's the scariest thing.
I refuse.
Exactly. So, you currently have 3,300 monthly listeners on Spotify alone. Your biggest track as of now, Miss 305. Is it Miss or Mrs. 305?
Miss.
Got you.
Yeah.
Want to make sure I'm saying it right. 75,000 streams on that song alone. So, to other up-and-coming artists, what advice do you have to them to gaining more streams, to getting themselves out there?
Consistently releasing for sure. Like, just putting out music. Even just look at Spotify, the way the algorithms work. The more you drop, just the more you'll get pushed out. Submit into playlists, SoundPlate, daily playlists, the MidHub. Like there's a bunch of just different playlist curators you can send shit to.
So let us know, what playlist curators did you just mention that you've used?
So MidHub, that's one website. SoundPlate is another one, and Daily Playlist is another one I use. And also just meeting people, cause like your biggest like fans are just gonna be like regular people, and especially if you're from like a major city like New York, like everyone's a DJ or a rapper or like an engineer and shit. So like if you just like meet niggas, send that music, then they're reposting you and their friends is reposting you, and it's like you don't have to really promote no more. Like niggas are kind of doing it for you.
Yeah, the word of mouth.
Yeah, pretty much exactly that.
Yeah.
So it's just that focus of like being present and in people's faces with your music, but not in an annoying way where you're just like, yo, like listen to my shit, bro.
Like you're not spamming, but you build the connection, you're networking, and then you find out you find out that you're both in the
like
industry.
Some form of entertainment, yeah.
It's like the camaraderie naturally builds. You're not stressing it too much. Like, check it out. Like,
yeah, exactly. And like people are gonna look at your Instagram or some shit, see you do music, listen to something, then like most of my opportunities haven't come from me like pitching. It's been like people finding shit and being like, yo, can I use this for like this movie or like this spot or whatever? And then like, yeah.
And recently, your song Feel It got a sync placement. It was in an advertisement for Chase Bank. So how did you secure that sync placement for your song Feel It?
Word. So shout out my friend Garrett. He works at a sync agency. I think he's still there. But same shit. So like, we went to school together. He knows I make music. He's heard some of my songs before. And he was just like, just ran there just looking for a pop punk song. Like, do you mind if we use Feel It? And I'm like, yeah. And that's really what, like, it wasn't no like hounding people down or like spamming people's shit. It's just like being a genuine person, putting yourself in positions to know people and just focusing on your craft. If you want to get more into sync, definitely there's a bunch of sync agencies that you can pitch to. So just doing your research to find those and making like a production reel. So just having like, it could just be a SoundCloud link, just 6 or 7 beats or songs, like 15-second clips that just like blend into each other, like a DJ reel almost.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can just send that around to different sync agencies, curators. So that's like some shit I've done that's like got me a couple more spots. But yeah.
That's like, do you have any off the top of your head? Do you know any sync agencies off the top of your head that you could recommend to other artists? 4 Elements,
Pink Dolphin. And yeah, we could put this in the caption. There's a lot, but I'm just blanking right now.
Nah, no worries. When you go into that placement, there were, of course, contracts involved at the end.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole new other world that music artists can make a great living off sync placements.
Yeah, and it's like another thing with like, again, this old-ass song that like, it's just making whatever small royalties and shit, but now it's getting like a way bigger check for like a 15-second portion of it.
That's great.
Yeah.
You could put that toward whatever you'd want in your career or personal life. That's a new way for it to be marketed.
Yeah, exactly.
People can hear
it. Use different way to like then present yourself to the next thing where you're like, yo, now I have like my larger resume. Like, yo, I just had my shit in a commercial. I just did this or that. And now like people are going to take you a little bit more serious. Yeah. And if you're working on your shit the whole time, your music now should be better. So then you can just come back around like, yo, I have this, this, and this now. Like,
Yeah.
and you keep going.
So you've been releasing music on the services since 2017. When did you first start making music?
Low key like 2016.
Yeah.
Like 2016, 2017. Another friend of mine, Cello. Me and him, we just like go to the studio and fuck around. Like at that point, like I didn't know how to produce or record anything. I would just hop on beats he would make and just like have melody ideas for him. And after a while, I just like, oh, I want to kind of make my own shit. So I kind of like have my like Logic on my computer. I'm just like fucking around making like random badass beats.
Yeah.
And after a while, I just like keep going more with it. So then I put my first song out in 2017, and it was like people in my school was fucking with it, and it's like that was that first little bit of like, oh wow, I made something people like.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was just like put out like 2 more songs, and then I had stopped releasing music for about a year-ish, just because I wanted to like, kind of sit back and like make some shit I'm gonna be proud about 5 years later still. So I wanted to focus on making my music like shit I'm regularly listening to, like it's in my playlist. Like I don't feel weird about it. So I just took that time to like hunker down, and then like 2021, and we just been
putting it all out. Yeah. So you took that time off to hone in on the craft.
Yeah, like honing the craft, honing myself. I was like, that's like when I was in college and shit, like figuring out who I am as a person, who I am as an artist, and like, yeah.
Yeah. So you went to school for music as well. What was that like?
Summer camp, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say like the first 2 years, I definitely got a lot of in-studio experience and learning like the specific terms for shit and just like how to walk in any studio and just like, I can plug this compression, this preamp, and use the patch bay and like do whatever I need to do with that. But after that, bro, it's just like it's fun. But the main thing I'd say is like connections, because like same Jonathan I mentioned. Shout out Gabby Grella for mastering. Like everyone I've met that I work with, I met at school. And
that's great.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that lateral integration of just like you seeing everyone around you kind of doing their thing, and like you can just work with each other and build up.
Yeah, do you think going to school for music helped prepare you to be in the music industry now?
I'd say it definitely did, but I also wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I'd say like, yeah, if you can't afford it, like for real, and like you're not about to, like don't go like $250,000 to debt for that shit. Like everything I learned there, I could learn on YouTube, and a lot of it I still did, just because like I'm the type of person, I'm not just gonna do some shit once a week. I'm just gonna be a fucking like internet money YouTube videos and just like scrolling through everything to try to learn what I could learn.
I love looking at those behind the scenes videos. I learned so much too.
Deconstructed and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, deconstructed, the Genius deconstructed, like looking at a lot of those videos, like insane. So I learned so much.
That's really the process. So like the connections you get are like invaluable in the sense, but I definitely wouldn't go broke going to school for music. Yeah.
I know what you mean. So like it says in your Spotify bio, Trinidadian, Canadian, and also Nigerian.
Yeah.
Were you born and raised in Brooklyn, or where were you born and raised?
So I was born in Brooklyn. I'd be in Trinidad like 3 months out the year, so I bounced back and forth a lot, and then bounced to like Brampton, Ontario. Yeah, that's where my dad is, and I would like be there for a little while. But so kind of just up and down. Yeah, mostly in Brooklyn now.
So how was that background? How was that influence your artistry, would you say?
Yeah, it's like weird. I don't make like soca or that much dance hall music, and I feel like everyone from my like that background does, so I'm not sure why, but I think it's like what it did do for me, it just showed me that there's more than just like what you're immediately around. Because I was lucky enough, like age 4 and shit, I'm like on a tropical island, just like walking around doing shit, or like in a whole different country, like passport going crazy. Yeah. So I got that world experience like hella young, and I also got to see like real poverty and shit. Like it's like niggas is real care, but there's no doors on the house, or you have to walk 2 miles just to get water sometimes. Like, so like just see like the way life can be, and then you come here and the niggas is just complaining for nothing. Like yeah. So like I'd say the perspective I got, and that is something that helped me with my discipline, because I'm just like, I know what I want, and I know like how much things can go wrong. Yeah. So yeah.
So besides the music you have out already, you're coming out with Muse July 19th. Do you have any more songs in the works?
Yeah. I have one more that's going to come out in October. And then next year, I'm putting out a project called Bring Your Friends.
Bring Your Friends?
Yeah.
EP, album, what does that look like?
Gonna be an EP. Want to say 5 to 7 songs ish, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I feel like I always say that and it'll turn to 11.
It could be as much as you want.
Yeah,
Why not?
fuck it.
Yeah. So even besides the music coming out and even the content, so when you're coming out now with Muse, besides the video, what else are you gonna put out to help hype up the song and promote it?
Yeah, so there's the regular version that I'm also putting like a remix that's like a live version that's like just super dreamy, just like piano chords.
Oh, sick.
Title's gonna come straight after that. Been sending just like a bunch of DJs, just like have it play in the real world. So like it's playing in clubs. It's been playing in London radio already, which is pretty fire.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So
Nice.
what else are we doing?
To London, you reached out to curators or DJs. How'd you get that to go?
Oh yeah. Larry was just Googling just like different London radio, like different sections there. Cause like for me, I went through my own Spotify, kind of just like seeing where my major cities were, and like London was just like top 5, like always.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I was just like reaching out to different curators and radios there, and I feel like they're just way nicer. Like just off the DM, they was like, yeah, I like this. Like,
I want to go to London so badly, bro. Like I want to go there so badly. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna put it out there. I want to go out there by the end of the year. Got to save up and
manifest
go.
it.
Exactly. Yeah. I got to make it happen.
Yeah.
I've only been to Canada. I've never been to Europe, but I want to go though.
It should be fire.
Yeah.
And I feel like everywhere outside of New York, low key, I feel like everyone in New York is like a celebrity in their own right. So like, it's hard for like, people to build each other up here sometimes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
London Freestyle also, you put out some content recently. You did a remix of J. Cole and Bia's London.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do that freestyle?
Bro. No, because like I'm a manager, we were like, the day it dropped like that Friday, like that's how I listen to like New Music Friday on Spotify. I listen to like the entire thing every Friday just to see like where the culture is. Yeah, exactly. And I heard that shit and I was just like, yo, like this is going crazy. And then like going back to like how I pick beats, it was one of those beats where I'm like, bro, like this is making me want to rap.
Yeah.
And I like in like 10 minutes like recorded, mixed like that morning.
So how'd you get the instrumental?
YouTube. Yeah, like fast.
Shout out YouTube,
bro.
God damn.
They like it dropped that day, and there were like 7 like official via London's.
I've seen that with so many new songs. It's like it's just fucking wild. It's amazing though.
Like these people's ears to recreate that fast.
It's insane.
But then like after finish recording it, it was like, yo, this shit hard as fuck. I'm like, I don't want to just like throw it on SoundCloud or nothing. So I hit Jonathan up again, like, yo, let's do a visual real quick. We shot that from some random corner store and then just put it out. Like Bia commented and shared on it. Which was fire.
For real? That's awesome. That's awesome. Because you did more of your flow was you were singing over it.
Yeah.
Compared to
go back and forth. Yeah.
Doing a little back and forth. Yeah. So that was cool. And that's what I wanted to ask too. What inspires your flow and cadence?
Definitely people I look up to because I have like a super big R&B background in terms of just like the Bobby Womacks, the Marios, the Neos, and by the end of that, like Lil Wayne's like my favorite rapper. So like the way he just like switches his flow, like has the wordplay just like always present, and but can also switch into something more melodic and similar to like a Drake form as well. Yeah. It's hard for me to just sing or just rap. Like it's easier for me to do both actually. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So what's next for Malik English? What do you have planned for the rest of the year?
Yeah. So after those 2 singles, do a couple more shows, and I want to have like my own concert pop-up type thing, I want to say. Like just have like different performers pull up, different visual artists, clothing designers. Just make like a little space where people can like come share their art, eat, drink, and just like have fun with that. And long term, I want to have my own like production company, basically. I want to have like, I work with so many artists and shit at this point where it's like, I don't always have time, or I'm bad at time management, but to produce like all these projects or do it in a way where like it needs to be done. And also I might not even be the best producer for this, and I might know the person that is. So I want to have like a collective where like I can say, yo, like I might not be able to do this, but like I can have this person come do that. So I can put other people on, create opportunities for them, and just like make that kind of a hub that New York just doesn't have no more. Like we had like the ASAP movement, like we still have like Flatbush Zombies and shit. But I just want to have like something focused on his art, like production, photography, videos, just somewhere where niggas can like know they can come here and just find whatever it is they need and just like connect with people, just have fun with this shit. And I want to make that to a point where we can get a brick and mortar spot. And now we are just like, in the studio, we have like studio space, podcast space, visual space. Yeah, niggas can just come cut up. Yeah,
it sounds great. That sounds great. So where can we find you on all social media platforms, Malik? Let us know.
Yeah,
all
everything.
Social media.
Malik English across the board. Just Malik English, the language we speaking.
I got you. Same thing with TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter.
All across.
Same. Hell yeah. So one last note. What do you want to leave it off with the audience?
Keep going. Stay focused. Don't let niggas fuck with your head. And I'm going to see you when you make it, bro.
We'll see you at the top. Malik, thank you for sitting down with me. He has a new single, Muse. It will be out on all platforms Tuesday, July 19th. Be sure to check it out. Check out his social media channels at Malik English. A lot more music, a lot more content on the way. Thank you for sitting down with me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Miltrick Media, and we will see you soon.
Peace, y'all.
Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Miltrick_, and on TikTok at Miltrick. Thank you.